everyone is ready, can you please take your seats so we can start in a few minutes? Settle down, we are about ready to start our program. Good evening. Before we start, may I please request everyone to stand up for the singing of the national anthem. Good evening and welcome to the UP College of Law's Testimonial Dinner and Thanksgiving Fellowship in honor of our 2023 bar examinees. Before we begin our proceedings, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the following members of the faculty who are here with us tonight in person. Of course, our Dean is here, Dean Darlene Marie Berberabe. Our Associate Dean, Professor Solomon Lumba. Professor Gwen De Vera. Professor Charlie Yu. Professor Theodore Te. Professor Tom Uribe. Professor Oliver Reyes. Professor Flor de Liza Vargas. Professor Josephine Santiago. Professor Glenn Dalitong. Professor Celeste Malyari. Professor Arnie De Vera. Professor Neil Silva. Professor Tanya Lat, Professor Paulo Macariola, Professor Bayan Quiñones. And of course, he was a former member of our faculty and he will give an inspirational message later. Senior Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. We are very happy that Senior Associate Justice is here tonight. Very honored to have him here. Okay. Tonight is a celebration for the achievement of our 2023 bar examinees. The pandemic may already be over, but your batch still had its own set of challenges that it needed to hurdle. I was told this may sound like an excuse, but I would have to say that we are very proud of what you have done, considering that you had a shortened review period than the one that we are used to because of the adjustment in the schedule. It may sound like an excuse, but I know it worried a lot of you that you had to take the bar in September and not November. You were also in your first year when the pandemic started, the lockdown started, and you had to take your classes, 2.5 years of your classes online, and had to adjust in your last year to face-to-face classes. But your collective performance despite these challenges really gives the UP Law community a good reason to celebrate tonight. For the 2023 bar examinations, 2 examiners came from the ranks of our college's faculty, so we would like to acknowledge them for their vital role that they played in the 2023 bar examinations. They are Professor Marian Elizabeth Beltran Angeles. She's an examiner in civil law. And Professor Tranquil Salvador, examiner in remedial law. I had an inkling that Professor Tranquil will be an examiner when he said he won't teach in the first sem only. Yeah, so it's true. It came to be true. Okay. To start our program, may I call on our newly installed Dean of the college, who took her oath only last week, but immediately dove straight into her work as Dean. Dean Darlene Marie B. Berberabe will give her welcome remarks.
Thank you, Professor Chi, for that introduction and welcome. Kanina ay napansin ko ang mga palakpakan sa professor na pinakamalakas ay Professor Tom Uribe. So kayo po ay mga sip-sip. Okay. Pero of course, pinakamalakas ang palakpak kay Senior Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. Mas sip-sip lalo kayo sa mga nasa Korte Suprema. So ako po, dahil hindi masyado malakas ang palakpak nyo, good luck na lamang. So I was elected last Thursday at sabi nga po ni Professor Chi ay hindi ko pa rin masyadong naiisip ang natatanggap pero nagsimula na po ako ng December 1. So at ako po ay congratulating nyo at mag-iisang linggo na ngayong araw na ito. So but ang gabing ito ay para sa pagpapasalamat at pagdiriwang ng tagumpay ng ating mga 2023 bar passers. Ito po ang ilan ba ang ating total takers from batch 2022, 237 and 212 passed for an average of 89.45% passing percentage, which makes us the top 4 performing law school. So of course, tayo ay masaya sa ating achievement na ito at ating sisikapin na ma-maintain or ma-improve pa ang ating standing sa mga susunod na taon. So our college is celebrating with your families your success at hurdling the 2023 bar examinations. It is my hope that you always remember how challenging your journey at becoming a lawyer has been. By remembering, I hope that you will be inspired to live the values of UP, which are honor and excellence. All the faculty and staff of our college are thrilled to have taken part in your journey as we brag among ourselves, this pastor was my student, this block was under me. Talagang ganun yung usapan sa faculty Viber group, talagang kanya-kanyang, yung estudyante na to, na under yan sa akin. So talagang bawat isang member ng faculty parang may kinalaman sa, talagang meron namang kinalaman sa inyong tagumpay. I hope that this moment of pride will continue to be present when you practice law. We cheer you on as you give life to the commitment of UP Law to public service and to ensure a just society. That will be the true test as to whether UP Law has taught the law well and has taught the law in the grand manner. So, everyone, welcome, good evening, and congratulations to our 2023 bar passers.
Thank you very much, Dean Leonen, for your message to our bar passers. We also requested our Chancellor Carlo, Edgardo Vistan, to give his message to our bar passers, but unfortunately, he will not be able to physically join us today, so I will just read his message for you. Please allow me to read it, and just imagine that I'm also as tall as Chancellor Carlo. Good evening, everyone. This is my voice. This is not the voice of Chancellor Carlo. Imagine also that the voice is deeper. Okay. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, let me extend my warmest, heartfelt congratulations to all our 2023 bar exam passers. You have successfully hurdled the second and last trial before you are granted entry into the legal profession. In the same way that you surpassed the first trial, which was law school, each of you displayed competence, determination, and grit, proving once more that you have what it takes to serve others as a lawyer. From now and before the year ends, there will just be a few more rituals that you have to go through before all of you are finally admitted to the bar and commence law practice. In short, in a few more days, you will be full-fledged lawyers. How I wish I could be with you and the rest of the UP Law community during our traditional testimonial to celebrate your success. I regret not being able to join all of you, but I am thankful that Dean Leonen allowed me the opportunity to give this message on this jubilant occasion. Somewhat like our graduates and the bar exams, my daughter went through a rite of passage today, her first communion as a child of Roman Catholic parents, which is why I cannot join you this evening. My wife and I joined her and will be celebrating this life event of our daughter with our family and friends, also somewhat like how your loved ones and the UP Law community joined and supported you through your bar exams, and how we all celebrate your successful passage through tonight's testimonial. Indeed, our culture is permeated with rites of passage of various forms. Many of them are demonstrations of commitment or resolve, a manifestation of one's ability and willingness to take on the challenges of what lies beyond. And so, your passing the bar exam is a testament of your ability to apply the legal principles you learned to real-life situations as you practice law. This is indeed something to celebrate, but just like one's partaking of the sacrament of Holy Communion in a Catholic Mass does not really tell us anything about a person's character, the bar exams are by no means a measure of your abilities as a lawyer. The more important abilities and characteristics you must demonstrate is beyond the capacity of the current bar exams to measure. It was your first rite of passage, successfully going through the uniquely challenging UP College of Law experience, that is the better measure of your lawyering capacity. Your exchanges with your law professors in the courtroom simulations in your classes, your preparation of pleadings in your law practicum that your supervising lawyers found good enough to file in court, your handling of court trials as student practitioners before actual magistrates, and your adapting and successfully adjusting to new uncertain situations. These are just some of the experiences you will draw from in your imminent practice of the law, more so than the answering of exam questions that in all probability most of you will not do again as lawyers. We celebrate tonight, but the euphoria of your passing the bar will soon dissipate, if it hasn't already disappeared, for those of you who had work deadlines between now and last Tuesday's release of the bar exam results. What could have more longevity is the strength of your ties to the UP College of Law, the UP Law community, and this you can celebrate and honor every day you serve as lawyers with honor and excellence. Although your triumphant passage to reach the portals of the legal profession is coming to a close, may the fire of a UP Law student continue to burn inside you, so you will remain hungry for knowledge, eager to gain wisdom, and resolute in pursuing what is right and just for the rest of your life. Congratulations again to our new UP lawyers and to your families and significant others. Congratulations and many thanks to our faculty for bringing our graduates to this stage of their lives, the dawn of their careers as lawyers. To our Bar Operations Commission, headed by Yas Clemente, our staff and students, who likewise contributed to our graduates' success in the bar exams, congratulations and thank you all as well. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Thank you, Chancellor Carlo, for that heartfelt message. Just kidding. Okay, so before we proceed with our program, I would just like to acknowledge the presence of some of the other faculty members who arrived. Professor Leo Batad is here. Professor Ferdy Fider. And Professor Marian Vitug. We have all... Prof. Chrissy Bautista is also here. Prof. Priscilla Bautista. Okay. We have also invited yet another source of pride and inspiration for the college. He had his long track record of being an abogado ng bayan as reflected in his advocacies and the positions he held in government. He also set a very high bar with the 2020 to 2021 bar exams, the best bar ever, the first digitalized and decentralized bar exams in the country. May I invite you all to welcome former UP College of Law Dean. We are always happy when he comes home to us. Now member of the Supreme Court, Senior Associate Justice Marvic M.V.F. Leonen for his message to our bar passers.
Maraming salamat. That was Attorney Reginald Valencia, bar passer also. He works with my office, one of my proofreaders, and I am now looking for a position as court attorney. Pero baka wala akong makita, pero hanapan natin. I had no doubt that all of you would pass. Many of you will pass. Konti lang yung doubt ko, but I did not doubt it. Justice Mon Hernando sits next to me by way of seniority in the deliberation room of the Supreme Court. And every Tuesday when we had en banc sessions right after the bar exams, I would pester him about the results of the bar exams. And he would give me a live update as to how many examiners have already submitted and what his problems was with respect to the submission of the grades of the examiners. But I would always kid him that I am already announcing to the public before then that the passing rate would be 80%. Sabi niya, saan mo nakuha yan? Wala lang, ginagawa ko lang. So bahala ka na to make it real. But fortunately or unfortunately, he kept to his word. It's 36.77%. So congratulations to all of you, you have made it. I start with a poem that I used in one of my bar bulletins to explain why I was not in favor of listing the top 10 or top 20 or top 30 in the bar exams. It is a poem by Merle, a feminist poet, and it's entitled The Shift. Let me use her words. I am not teaching my girl to rise above the rest. I am teaching her to rise with them. I am not teaching her to compare or compete. I am teaching her to complement and complete. I am not teaching her to be better than her peers. I'm teaching her to better her peers. I am not teaching her to stand out from the other girls. I am teaching her to stand with other girls. Do you see the difference? One changes the girl, the other changes the world. Let's work together to shift the narrative. Let's work together to shift the world. Her words. Again, regardless of your rank, you are all the same. Congratulations, you passed the bar exams. But I will be complicit if I do not go beyond the congratulatory remarks. You are entering our professional environment that is changing rapidly. During my talk at the School of Law at the University of San Carlos a few days ago, back on legal theory, artificial intelligence, and the future of the profession, I flagged the new apps that are now available in the market that will radically change legal practice and adjudication. ChatGPT 4.0 is just the tip of the iceberg. Robust document generation review, compliance apps are in the market and are now being deployed in industrialized countries. I have seen paperless courts myself in Korea, as well as in the United States. The Chief Justice and I were also given a preview of Microsoft's Copilot, voice-to-text transcription with any language input and output, as well as all kinds of accents or diction. There are now apps that could predict the chances of a situation or a cause of action winning in a court of law, and offering diversion to alternative dispute resolution. There is even an app that offers to craft a fair legal settlement among the parties, devoid of the strategies and emotions in negotiations. In the US, we have seen a default or summary judgment, or even a small claim, decided in hours, not weeks, not months. We have also witnessed the deployment of data analytics of cases filed, pending, and decided to support an evidence-based policy and rulemaking. We have seen this even in as basic a location as the District Court of Orange County in California. We have signaled that we are moving towards cautiously and carefully adopting technology in a pragmatic way in the strategic plan for judicial innovation. Already we have required that all pleadings in civil cases be also filed in PDF format, and that next year, that you are now practicing, we will be moving to PDF filing as the primary mode. Digitalization and localization of the bar exams, though significant and lasting, may have come too late. But we will need to think through a lot more about our current process for admission to the bar examinations. Law schools need to reflect seriously in its curriculum. Artificial intelligence could be seen not as a replacement of the humanity of a lawyer, but as a way of augmenting our human abilities so that our ability to deploy our intelligence to find wisdom and social justice are more focused. There is always the danger that because the computer churns out what already is, we lose our ability to be progressive in an era where the status quo still holds much sway, though through our cultural hegemonies, which includes law and legal interpretation. Yet, many things remain the same. I am told that there are less than 10 alumni in the 69-member Court of Appeals as of the moment, less than 10. There are only 2 in a 15-member Supreme Court. More troubling is that the ranks of the public interest lawyers are diminishing. This is because they are now finding it difficult to inspire more to join them. This is a fact. And when the young single lawyers change their marital status or their relationship status, they find it difficult to support themselves. Finding a way to be able to use the resources of the state to support alternative, developmental, and public interest lawyering is a constant in my agenda as chair of the Judicial Committee on Access to Justice. I invite all of you to go beyond the issues in the cases or matters that you will handle. Always take it in the larger context. What will it do to realize social justice? Delve into more things than just the facticity of the law and its jurisprudential support. Understand applied legal philosophy, the ethics of legal interpretation, the sociological impact of legal provisions, and the continuing transplantation of colonial concepts into our system, the economic impact of the law. I am so glad that you now have Dean Leonen Berberabe as your Dean. And by the way, I bring with me the greetings of the Chief Justice and some of the other justices. I was told to tell you, Dean Leonen, that they are fully behind you as you transform and lead with the UP College of Law. So tinanong ka sa kanila, so inaamin nyo, kami ang leader. Hindi, si Leonen lang, leader ng UP College of Law. And then, the championship game happened. Okay, let's forget about that. Be critical, apart from being pragmatic and resourceful, because these are what makes those that mark the graduates from these halls. It's being critical, not being top of the bar exams. The quote behind me, I'm sorry, does not mean anything. It is vague. When you understand the biography of the American it quotes, you will know that much of his progressive thought was never his, but was inspired or even copied from Justice Learned Hand and Justice Brandeis during his later lifetime. The Filipino lawyer, Apolinario Mabini, the lawyer of the Revolution, the last to take the oath of allegiance to the conquering colonizer, have said much more. And so have every justice from UP in the Supreme Court. I look for the day when your walls will contain the statements of Justice Cecilia Muñoz Palma, the quotes from Justice Abraham Sarmiento, and many others. Siguro hindi muna si Chief Justice Fernando kasi mauubos yung walls ninyo. Ang haba ng kanyang mga sentences. Being critical, you will understand who Malcolm was through his writings in Ruby versus Provincial Board and Villavicencio versus Lucban. Being critical, you will understand that our beginnings as an institution was a desire to create those who will become the civil servants of the colonizer more than 100 years ago. So change history. Thus, for me, it is not what you do as lawyers and professors, it is what you do as lawyers and professors that shape this institution and inspire others. It is what we do that contributes to the struggle of our masses. It is what we do, not our traditions, that become our reputation, and that will matter. We adjust to the times, but we are aware of why we are the college that should teach and live the struggle for justice in our university of our people. 89% is not the number that should concern us. Number 3 or number 4 among law schools is not the number that should disturb us. 6 in the top 10 is not the number that should bother us, although I congratulate those that have been mentioned in the top 20. Rather, it is the number of those who do not eat 3 square meals a day. It is the number of those who do not have a roof over their heads. It is the number of those who are deprived of government succor because it is siphoned to those who are in power. It is 2,700%, which is the congestion rate of one of our jails in Metro Manila. That is, for a space of one person, there are 270 people who are detained. They sleep round the clock. That means that they take turns sleeping because there is no one space, not for one night, but they live this every moment for years until they are acquitted or they have served their sentence. Our human rights are violated by inequality, poverty, and existential threats brought about by the reality of climate change. The acts of terrorism of those whose blind parochial ideologies make them desensitized to other human beings. The deaths caused by charlatans and demagogues who provide false hope, like drug wars, to a vulnerable identity or people. All these are enabled or directly facilitated by the abuse of power, and yes, many of them lawyers. The corruption of some of those who are in government and in the status quo. They are rationalized through propaganda that shapes our hegemony or the political economy of ignorance, inertia, and comfort, which we ourselves may mistakenly choose as we age. You are alumni of the University of the Philippines. You are the lawyers of the University of our people, and our people suffer. While we have those titles, while we have our privilege, we should not fail them. Serve our people. Thank you, Agyamanak. Maraming salamat. Shukran.
Thank you, Justice Leonen, for your message and your words of advice for our new lawyers. Our new lawyers are certainly very lucky to receive your words of wisdom. May your message inspire and guide them to become abogado para sa bayan in its truest sense. With your words, may our lawyers be reminded of their duty to our country as people or as students who were funded, whose studies were funded by the taxpayers. Now we proceed to our next part of the program. We invited President Jimenez, but unfortunately he's still on his way. He may arrive later. But we proceed first with our next part of the program. The messages from our, or the responses from our examinees. So may we ask, or maybe call on number 16 of the top 20, Mr. and soon-to-be attorney, Vince Benedict Barrion. Is he here? Not yet.
Distinguished guests, professors, friends and family, UP Law Batch 2023, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. When I was asked to prepare a short message for this evening, I was surprised. I am usually the one preparing or drafting speeches for other people, not the one giving them. First and foremost, I want to thank the entire UP Law community. I am grateful to my professors who taught me not only the letter of the law, but also its purpose, implications, and lapses. I think most bar takers would agree with me that one of the things that made this year's bar exam difficult was the short period of time given to us to prepare. But I found comfort in the fact that my professors trained me well during my 4 years in law school. In the days leading up to the bar exam, I found confidence in the thought that if my professors believed in me, then there should be no reason for me not to believe in myself. I'd also like to especially thank Professor Elizabeth Aguiling Pangalangan and my mentors and friends in the UP Institute of Human Rights. Under your guidance, I learned so much more about what it means to pursue justice and equality in society, and about how I can positively contribute to making a difference in the community. I'd also like to thank Professor Michael Chu Jr., who instilled in me the discipline required to study and practice law. Professor Mike, your dedication in the projects you worked on taught me that I should never settle and that I should always strive for excellence. Now I am using what you and Attorney Yet Morales taught me in my current law practice. I'm also very grateful to the UP Bar Operations Commission. The entire team worked so hard to ensure that the bar takers this year did not need to worry about anything and were well taken care of. I can't imagine how hard it would have been to prepare for the bar exam without your help. Thank you also to the UP Bar Review Institute for the learning materials you provided for us. When I was in first year, I couldn't imagine myself graduating from UP College of Law. I couldn't understand the difference between Articles 147 and 148 of the Family Code. I couldn't memorize the provision on national territory in the Constitution, and I couldn't properly explain the extraterritorial application of the revised penal code. But I also couldn't give up. I knew back then that I wanted to be a lawyer, and now I can finally start living my dreams. To the UP Law 2023 bar takers, let's continue living our dreams. I apologize for being absent tonight, but I hope everyone here will enjoy the rest of the evening. Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Barrion. Next, may we call on number 17, Paolo L. Guzman.
Hello, good evening to everyone, especially to Justice Leonen and Dean Berberabe. So tonight, I just wanted to share a few words. I didn't prepare anything much, but I just wanted to start by saying that I personally don't believe in the fanfare of the bar and especially the how we celebrate top-notchers. But nonetheless, it's a night to celebrate, and we have indeed achieved a lot as a batch. And for that, I am super proud. And I want to share this moment with all my fellow successful bar examinees. So since tonight is a night for celebration, it should also be a night for gratitude. So for that, I just want to thank a few people. First and foremost is my Block F 2023 family, who has been with me since the first day of my bar journey, which started 5 years ago, when we entered the halls of these Malcolm Hall. Also, I know that without them, I wouldn't be even able to graduate because it was really a group effort. And I want to share this victory with them because their efforts has been more than proportional to where I am today. Besides that, of course, I also want to thank, because all the people I've met in the College of Law, all the people I've met in my sports team, especially the UP Law basketball team, UP Law volleyball team, UP Law football team, and of course my Mobile Legends team, because esports is the future of sports in the Philippines. And of course, I would like to thank the UP Law community, whose efforts and support has been embodied mostly by the Bar Operations Commission. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without you guys, it would have been a much tougher journey. But of course, I'd also like to personally thank my personal bar buddy, Steph Garcia, who has helped me since day one of my bar journey as well. Of course, I also need to thank the UP Law faculty, all my professors who have been there drilling us down and teaching us everything we need to know. But most especially, I appreciate that they taught me to look beyond the bar, to learn every day continuously, because it's not what you're going to put down in those 3 days of the bar, but really what you're going to use in your years of practice. So thank you for the very good education, the quality education that you imparted on us. And of course, it's a public service because we have to be honest, it's not easy to teach. And thank you for choosing to teach us law students here in the UP College of Law. And lastly, of course, I'd want to thank the UP community in general. To end, I just want to share one story that I had. It was the first day of the bar exams. I woke up at 4 a.m. and of course I made my way as early as 5 a.m. so that I could settle down early. Of course, I was scared senseless, just thinking about what's going to come out in these exams in the next 8 hours a day. But then, when I got to the UP campus, because thankfully I was able to take the exams in home court here in the UP campus, there was a long line of cars because of the security check. But then when you roll down the window, and then they check, may kasama ba kayong iba? May isa lang ba? Partaker lang ba pasahero? But then after that security check, they'd say to me, good luck, kaya mo yan, sir. And that really meant a lot. And when I went down from the car, I was making my way to Cal building. I was focused on finding out where my room was. But then someone called out to me. It was one of the volunteer watchers who was there at the venue. She was an old lady, old enough to be my mother, and called out to me and saying, "Nak." Then I looked at her, and she said, "Galingan mo, i-perfect mo yan." And at that moment, I realized who I was doing this for, and that yeah, it really stuck to my mind and stuck to my heart that I know there's deeper meaning than just passing these exams. It's really about the years of service to come. So tonight, I want to congratulate everybody. We have a long road ahead, but tonight we celebrate. So congratulations to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulo Guzman. May we call on next, number 13 in the top 20, Marvin Joseph M. Ocampo.
Good evening, everyone. So first and foremost, I'd like to start by congratulating all the bar passers for this year, especially us here in UP Law. Hurdling and passing one, if not the hardest, licensure exams in the country is not an easy feat. So I would like to say that today we did it. And I, like most of us here today, have nothing but gratitude and appreciation to all those who were part of our journey from our law school to the bar exams. As such, allow me the opportunity to give special mention to those in the UP community who have helped me and supported me throughout this journey. So first of all, I'd like to thank Associate Justice Marvic Leonen for blessing us with his presence today and for giving us inspiring words. And I'd also like to thank Chancellor Vistan, Dean Berberabe, Associate Dean Lumba, who was my professor in property law, College Secretary, Professor Chi, and all my professors in law school, as well as the whole UP faculty. I wish to extend on behalf of Batch 2023 our heartfelt and sincere gratitude to each and every one of you. You are instrumental in our triumph, and without you, we would never reach where we are today. You have molded us, prepared us, and taught us what we know, and have served as our support system for this year's bar. None of this would have been possible without you, your support, and your help. Please know that our triumph is as much yours as it is ours. To my friends, my study group, my support group during the bar exam, Flor, Ira, Sam, and Renee, we made it. This is what we manifested during our whole review. And now, with all our hard work, everything paid off. Thank you for keeping me sane during our review period, and I will forever cherish the friendship that we built. To my Block D 2023, congratulations to us for getting a 100% passing rate. I know that there were tough moments, moments of disagreement, moments of frustrations, moments of misunderstandings along the way. But I truly enjoyed going through law school with you guys. And I will forever cherish the moments we shared together as a block, from our first year consti and persons classes, where we had to wake up early as 5 or 6 a.m. and stay for hours in class, to our third year corp class where we had to make handwritten digests for so many cases. No one can deny that what we went through was not easy. We started this journey together, and today, I'm proud that all of us made it and that we will be celebrating this victory together. To the UPBOC, especially to my blockmate, Commissioner Yas Clemente, thank you so much for helping the bar takers and for all the patience that you had for us, especially when we had to message you during nighttime or at any time of the day to have documents prepared or delivered. Thank you very much. We would have never made it without you. To my family, my parents, my brother, who is also now a student here, my girlfriend, and all of my family who may not be here today but who have always been by my side since day one to provide support and guidance. You are the best support system anyone can ask for. I could not have accomplished any of this without you. Lastly, to everyone who I was not able to mention but have one way or another made an impact in my life and in my law school journey, thank you very much. Indeed, it takes a village to make great lawyers, and we have found our village here in UP Law. Taking the bar has got to be the most tiring, the most pressuring, and the most nerve-wracking experience that most of us here had to endure. Anxiety was always the enemy for most of us. And as with most of those present today, I also went through a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of self-doubt, coupled with the fact that the bar review has been condensed to 3 months and the continued shift in the modality of learning, the odds were not in our favor. But now we have triumph. What we accomplished was not an easy feat, but through hard work, grit, and determination, we have not only survived, but we even surpassed expectations. I have this favorite verse that I always like to quote from the Bible every time I celebrate a milestone in life. And I believe it very much resonates with where we are now. So let me quote it for you. It goes, "We have fought the good fight, we have finished the race, we have kept the faith." As we now move to the next chapter of our lives, may we not forget the lessons we learned, the friendships we built, the connections we made, and the lives we've touched in our beloved Malcolm Hall. Our law school journey may have come to an end, but our life's journey is still far from over. Again, I wish everyone the best of luck in their chosen careers, and congratulations to all.
Thank you, Marvin Joseph Ocampo. Before I proceed to call the next response, the next bar passer, I would like to acknowledge the presence of some more of our faculty members. Professor J. Batong Bakal is here. Professor Bingbing Villarreal Fernando is also here. And Professor Vicky Luanzon. May I now call on number 15 of our top 20, Mr. Dionisio Pobar.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am John Pobar III. My sincere apologies for not being with you tonight. Thank you to the Office of the Dean for allowing me to send this video message instead. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the following who have been an integral part of this journey. So let me share my screen. Yes, may slides po tayo. First and foremost, to my family and relatives, my sister, my brothers, and my sisters-in-law. To my parents, dalawa na po ang anak niyong abogado. I hope you're also celebrating up there in heaven. We miss you, Ma, Pa. To my block, Bongga Ka Day 2023, hashtag Doctrine of Sharam Daram. We shared numerous ups and downs during our 4 years in UPLO. Thank you, guys. You are the best block that one could ask for. Alam natin ang most embarrassing moments ng isa't isa during law school. At for sure, magiging part na to ng ating kwentuhan in the years to come. Thank you also to my friends and classmates in UPLO. To my co-intern at the UP Office of Legal Aid, shout out to Team 14 2022-2023, to our OLA staff, special mention again to Atera, and to our supervising lawyers, Attorney Albao, Attorney Quiñones, and Attorney Banyaga. Thank you. My internship at OLA for 2 semesters deepened my understanding and appreciation of remedial law, which I believe helped me in my review for the bar exams. To my benefactor, the UP Law Class of 1986, thank you for the invaluable support and assistance you provided during my time at UP Law. The Malcolm 100 Scholarship serves as a constant reminder to me to pay it forward. I hope my class or my block can also do the same in the future. I would also like to give special mention to Professor Peter Barrett, who has been the #1 supporter of the UP Law Class of 1986 scholars. Thank you very much, sir. To Chancellor Vistan, sir, I don't know if you still remember me, but you helped me and my family during my second year in UP Law. Thank you very much for your assistance, sir. And thank you also to the OCS headed by our college secretary, Ma'am Chi, my professor in property law, for giving me reassurance during the darkest moments of my life. Thank you, OCS. Thank you, Ma'am Chi, and to all the staff of the UP Law. Shout out to Miss May of OCS. Thank you po. To all my professors, maraming salamat po. Core memory ko nung law school ay nung muntik na akong palabasin sa classroom ng isa kong professor because according to him, ang daldal ko raw po. Sir, thank you po dahil di mo po ako pinalabas. To my former colleagues at the Department of Education, thank you for the support and for believing in me. And to everyone who has been part of this journey, especially to BOC, you guys are the best. Maraming salamat po. And of course, to God for everything. 14 years ago, I flunked UPCAT. I appealed my case, but unfortunately, UPLB denied my appeal. As a teenager back then, that was really devastating on my end because I thought that having a UP college diploma will help me have better chances at life. Today, sino po ang mag-aakala that I would see my name in the list of top placers with UP, the university that rejected me twice as my law school. Para po ito sa lahat ng nangarap, nangangarap at mangangarap ng mas maginhawang buhay. Congratulations UP Law Bar Exams 2023 passers. Congratulations also to our families, loved ones, and friends. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang UP Law.
Thank you, John Pobar. Before I call on our last speaker from the bar passers, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Professor Gabby D. He's also here. Okay, may I now call on number 6, the last in the list of alphabetical list of the top 20 passers, Mr. Ralph Vincent Samaniego.
Good evening, everybody. So, over the course of the last 3 days, a lot of people have been asking me if I expected it, what it feels, and what I did. Trust me, I know it sounds a lot like the speeches about me, gloating myself, bragging, but trust me, I can attest that this is a speech for everybody. It's gonna be rated G for general audiences. So, did I expect it? Absolutely not. Why I didn't see it coming is because, quite frankly, placing was simply not important to me. I didn't study and prepare for the bar with becoming a top-notcher in mind. The goal was always to become a lawyer, and all I had to do was pass the bar exams. And taking the bar, I felt like my chances to pass, let alone to place, were just as good as anybody else. In law school, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle when everyone around you is just as smart, if not smarter, just as hardworking, if not more, and just as ambitious, if not more. Hence, during my stay in the college, I never saw myself as a stellar, brilliant student. I knew I was slightly above average, if not just average, and I always felt like I was the law school equivalent of a personality hire. After all, the grand manner by which I entered the college was not a simple admissions interview, but as hopefully Professor Sluanzon, Professor Te, and Dean Cordero Tan would remember, it was a dance audition. That is the grand manner by which I entered the College of Law. I knew that I was, and I still am, one among many of you for whom I have great respect, which is why I only strove to pass the bar. After all, like I said, we only came here to do one thing, to become lawyers. I just needed to claw my way to the other side, and I'd be good. And I'm sure that's what we all felt. Which is why, when I get asked about how I feel, I truly could say that I'm going through the same thing and feeling the same emotions that every bar passer in this country is going through and is feeling right now. Well, aside from the non-stop publicity and media interviews brought about my unprecedented overnight fame, Kidding aside, the best way to describe what I'm feeling right now is that I am humbled. Passing the bar, this entry-level exam, truly is no easy feat. To surpass such an obstacle should naturally make us want to brag, to go out and about town telling complete strangers, me, bar passer, me, top-notcher, literally what I'm doing right now. It should make us feel bigger than life, right? But there truly is something about the immenseness and the magnitude of the bar exams that makes you feel so small. When we were all still studying for the bar, didn't it feel like it was an impossible thing to do? We'd spent countless hours reading, underlining, memorizing, and then we'd take a mock exam, and then we'd break our hearts finding out that we couldn't even answer a single question. And the cycle went on every single day. Passing the bar, thus, felt like a behemoth of a task, an impenetrable and an unsurmountable wall, like we were Davids against Goliath. I could always talk about how I studied or give people study tips, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Part of why we're humbled by our own massive feat has to do with what we all did to achieve it. And I say we because I'm French. No, I'm kidding. I say we because none of us could have done it on our own. There is a popular adage that I famously tried to force into my SLR paper, which is why it probably had no chance of winning an award. And that adage is, no man is an island. It truly takes a village to raise a lawyer. My family, my mom, my dad, they were there for me every step of the way. Never underestimate the power of a "how are you" from a parent at breakfast, because it made me, the non-crying, happy-go-lucky personality, embarrassingly break down at the dining table. If you studied for the bar here in Malcolm, you might have seen me in the Commons every single day. And I know Sir Lumba did. You would have never seen me alone, though. I was always with my support group, my best Judies, my Commons fam. So shout out to Zegat Dula, Robin Remulia, Nicole Chang, and Nicole Chang's 2-liter water bottle. And yes, we would be the ones shushing everyone who makes a sound in Commons, so thank God we passed the bar because no one's gonna shush anyone upstairs anymore. As I've said, there were days where I truly felt completely stupid and completely clueless, and I would feel so horrible about myself. But then I'd look to my left and see 3 other people in the exact same place and going through the exact same thing as me. So during our journey, we bar takers had each other as our source of strength, and I'm sure none of us could have done it without the other. And of course, how could I forget the UP College of Law itself? Shout out to our biggest cheerleaders from OLA, the Office of Legal Aid. No other people know each and every single one of us more than our beloved OLA staff. And I'm actually afraid that they might actually know a little bit too much about me. To the UP Law Library, thank you for giving me my second home during my bar review. Our sleepless nights were shared and spent with the staff who would keep the library open and its facilities open for use. And I spent every day reviewing in the Commons. And I'm also sorry to the library staff that I spilled my matcha latte that one time. Thank you to the UP Law Bar Operations Commission, because never once did I have to worry about anything other than studying for the bar. I always felt that everything had already been taken care of, but I am sorry to whoever was assigned to give me my wake-up call, because the script I gave you may have been too ahead of its time and could have been a little bit too explicit. Last but not the least, the people who equipped us with the knowledge and the work ethic to take on Goliath, the esteemed faculty of the UP College of Law, our professors, our mentors. I think we should give them a hand, shouldn't we? Sure, our professors were the ones who taught us the things that came out in the bar exam. That's a given. And by the way, I'm not sure if she's here, but I'd like to give a shout out to Professor Dizon Reyes. So Ma'am Gigi, you have no idea how much you impacted the way I studied, because ever since you gave us that mind map assignment, I could not stop making mind maps. I would make mind maps 3 times a day. It was my coping mechanism during the bar. But what I think our professors' more significant contribution to our success is that they shaped and instilled in us a mentality that allowed us to take on immense challenges head on. We've all come a long way from our anxiety-riddled recitations in first year, shaking in our boots, tears in our eyes, and unsure if our correct answer was really correct, and then changing to a wrong answer, and then you find out it's wrong, and you end up standing for another hour. They say, fortune favors the brave. And it's because of our professors that we were able to face the behemoth of the bar exam, no matter how unprepared or how hopeless we may have felt entering into it. And so we feel humbled today because we remained in our smallness all this time. It's the fact that despite our smallness as individuals, we could only have been able to climb the wall and beat Goliath with a little help from everybody. Our humility comes from gratefulness to the people who were with us throughout our entire journey. My fellow bar passers, let's stay grateful and let's stay humbled. Congrats to us. This is the beginning of the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph Vincent Samaniego. If you danced during the interview, bakit walang sample tonight? Okay, but thank you, thank you. Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Professor Quincy Aliado. He's also present here tonight. Okay. I am going to ask everyone to stand up in 1 minute. But before I do that, I would like to request that after we sing UP Naming Mahal, please stay in your seats because we have one thing left to do yet, okay? But for now, may I request everyone to stand up for the singing of UP Naming Mahal.
You
Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of former UP President Danilo L. Concepcion. He's also here. Actually, I was going to call on Dean Leonen, but she's at the back, so we'll wait for her for a few minutes. But before I call her, I'd just like again to reiterate our congratulations to our top placers in the top 20. And of course, also to our 2023 bar exam passers, congratulations to you and your family. We at the UP College of Law are very proud of you and your achievements. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Professor Paulo Tamase. He is also here. I would now like to call on our Dean Lelen Berberabe, to give the toast for our 2023 bar passers.
Of course, we would like to acknowledge also, we are honored by the presence of our President, Danny Concepcion. Thank you, Dean, Mr. President. So, yung glass please for everyone. Yung mga nasa labas po, the bar passers, please come inside. So please raise your glasses. Congratulations to the 2023 bar passers para sa mga abogado ng bayan at abogado para sa bayan. Cheers! Woohoo! So, please partake of our food that we prepared for tonight. And President Gigil Jimenez will follow. Baka ang ETA daw is at 8 p.m. But pwede na tayong kumain. Congratulations!
Dear faculty members, please proceed to Ambion Room. Thank you.